Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, all you artists, creatives, crafters, and makers. Welcome back to the Lovely Lab. And I'm coming to you with a very special unboxing. So stay tuned. This is one you don't want to miss. Welcome back to Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel. And I'm your host, Fam the Fabulous. So today I am so pleased to announce the arrival of my latest PaintCrush addition to the collection. Now, I will preface this by saying, as an official member of the launch team of this product, I have a little something for you at the end of this video, just to celebrate small businesses becoming the great businesses that they ought to be, or at least just celebrating a girl doing her thing. And that would be, of course, our good friend KristyRice of PaintCrush here on YouTube. Now, I have not actually opened this up, but when Kristy announced, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go ahead and open that up now. When Kristy announced that she was releasing the newest product, we'll say products, why give away the goods right at the beginning? When she announced that to her Patreon community, which I'm a part of, and she asked who would like to be a part of it, provide your information, and then she would give you the steps that's needed in order for you to partake in this momentous occasion. I, of course, reached out and gave her my information. And so we exchanged the information necessary in order for me to obtain the product. And I am happy to announce that I have in my hands the latest Joy Traveler. Okay? Don't be envious. It's available. It's already available. I will drop a link in the description box so that if you are interested in purchasing it based on today's demo, because I am going to be demoing this for your viewing and curious pleasures. You know, you may want to see how this thing works. Okay, so now let me start off by saying this, because in all fairness, I am not just a basic consumer. I am someone who does follow Kristy. I'm a member of her Patreon community, so I am biased. And because I'm not a pro in watercolor, I'm not going to give you an unbiased opinion as an expert. I can only give you my thoughts based on what I experience with this brush set. And I'm being very honest when I say I have very little to go on. So unless the bristles are falling out of the brush, there won't be much complaints from me. That and the fact that I'm a fan of Kristy's. So I enjoy her teaching style. Coming from a family of educators, I know the importance of being able to communicate effectively, encouraging your students, your pupils, your peers when instructing and providing information. And I also like her approach to life, her approach to art. So I am biased. So if you are looking for an unbiased, unfettered, vantage point on this travel brush set, this is not this is not going to be that. What you will, however, get is me giving you my experience, sharing with you my experience as an absolute beginner. I'm coming in here with no skin in the game. I've got a couple of hours of playtime under my belt, but aside from that, there is no skill. So for anyone who is coming into the world of watercolor and you're looking to, add to your art arsenal, you're looking to add different supplies and tools in here to enhance and assist you in that journey, then that's what this video is for. I will, however, provide you with a link to another review, which would be Ken of The Thrifty Apprentice. He provides invaluable insight into any product that he reviews. He goes into depth. He knows what he's talking about, and he does provide a lot of product information. And because he has a depth and wealth of knowledge to, experience to compare it to, his would be a little bit more of a trusted source versus mine. I'm biased. Okay, and I don't have a whole lot to go on, but I can tell you, if it's easy to use as a beginner, then it's for us, right? If it becomes overly complicated and it needs an instruction book, I'm probably not the person that's gonna do a video on it anyway. So that's being said, I want to go ahead and open up our package, and then I'm gonna turn the camera over so that we can look at this from the overhead. Now, first up, let's just talk about the pouch, okay? Do you guys see that? Let's not focus on my nails. My nails are not what we're talking about here. Isn't this beautiful? Now, again, as you can see, my favorite color is teal. So we're already coming out the gate with, you know, how can I possibly be unbiased? You've created the product and packaged it in a pouch that is my favorite color. I love all teals and turquoises. So it does come with a button. So a button closure. There we go, a button closure. And it's a beautiful felt pouch. Look at this cute little thing. All right. So it's roughly about, here we go again with some more teal. Forgive me, guys. So it's about, it's looking to be about 5 and, yeah, it's about 5.5 inches, 5.25 by 3 inches, 5.25 by 3. Perfect size to put into your purse, your pouch. It honestly can even, it's small enough to fit inside of a pocket. I wish I had my shirt on. I had a shirt with a pocket on it just a little bit earlier. But to give you an idea of the size of it in comparison to an actual pen, this is the Sharpie gel pen, just a standard pen. And I hate when people have to do this, but I see why they do, blocking out the background. But as you can see, the size, it's a little bit smaller, so it's definitely travel appropriate, travel friendly. And if you have like a an art bag, it'll probably just drop right into it with ease. Okay, so we are going to pan this camera around, and then we're going to do a demo using something that you've seen in a previous video, another PaintCrush product. Now, let me say this before we do all that while I'm face to face with you. Listen, I hope that you're subscribed by this point. Not that I'm offering a wealth of advanced techniques or information, but I am going to be offering something at the end of this video. And you're going to want to be subscribed by that point. So now is a good time. I'll wait. 5, 6, 7. Okay, time's up. And at the end of this video, I will be providing you with access to another PaintCrush by KristyRice product. So you are going to want to make sure that you are already subscribed, not for the sake of getting in on the giveaway, but because if I'm offering something now, there's a good chance that I'll be offering more later. Maybe it's content, maybe it's something handcrafted. Either which way it goes, there'll be more later. Okay, now in a previous video, I unboxed an order from PaintCrush that contained this watercolor page set. And so today I am going to work or play on one of them using the brush set, along with the Shinhan Professional Watercolor set that I have in this Voyager palette, which I picked up from the Defiant Arts website. Now that's the company owned by Ken Johnson of the Thrifty Apprentice here on YouTube. So I'm going to use these watercolors here. And I've got the Meeden palette or mixing palette right here. And yeah, it's not the cleanest, but whatever. All right, so we've got that. We've got this. And let's just take a look at, because I've gone ahead and unpackaged the paintbrushes. We got the Art for Joy's Sake 1/4 inch dagger look at the tip of that. So you can get into some fine details there. We've also got the Watercolor Curious #1 cat's tongue. And then for intricate detailing, we've got the Remember Joy #1 liner. So you have got right here as a travel set, you know, obviously in your pouch, you've got something to really be able to do a whole landscape or whatever it is, a cityscape, whatever it is that you plan on doing, you'll have it in your pocket on the go. Now, from this set, now let me just say this. I noticed that with all of the products that I have purchased from PaintCrush, the watercolor sampler stamp set, which contained the swatch. It's a swatch set, excuse me. The stamps to allow you to swatch. You know, you stamp it down and it has all the information needed in order to keep track of your watercolor paints. So with that, along with this set, as well as this, I believe this had it, and the Joy Traveler or Joy Chaser travel watercolor brush, all of them come with some sort of 20-minute how-to lesson. This one, this brush set came with a QR code, a how-to lesson. And so, you know, Kristy is generous enough to create a video, a quick lesson to get you started, which is awesome for beginners like you and me. More importantly, me. Okay. Now, in full disclosure, those instructional videos are intended to help you get started, but I am going to dive right into this from the perspective of limited knowledge so that we can experience this from a complete newbie standpoint. And I will try this again in the future after watching the video so that we can see what the impact is from the instructions that we receive from that. So getting started right now from there, I'm just taking a quick look. I do not want something with a lot of detail because I don't know what I'm doing. So this came with three different prints, types of prints, 3 different prints. And I think I want this one. That's what I'm going to use that one because it has a larger flower, which will allow me less room to mess up. So I've got my brushes, I've got my mixing palette, and then I have my palette, and I've got some water right here, and a cleaning a paper towel to clean my brush off with. And so with all that, we can go ahead and get started. Now what I'm going to do first from this, I'm going to start off on the leaves. My understanding is it's that you can wet the let's go on this larger leaf right here. By pre-wetting your paper, it gives you a little bit more control over where the watercolor actually goes, and how saturated it is when you lay it down. That's just my understanding. I could be wrong, or that's what I observed, is when they do that, you have a little bit more control over, okay, I can't even see what I put down. You have a little bit more control over where the watercolors go. So we're going to start off from that standpoint, and hopefully I got that right. If I'm not correct, anybody who's watching it, you pros, feel free to drop in the comments the purpose and the full impact, effectiveness of pre-wetting the area that you're going to paint. Now I did that there, but I'm going to go ahead and do another leaf off to the side so that that water can absorb a little bit more into the paper, because I don't want the watercolor just sliding all around. Yeah, I think that's another leaf right there as well. So now what we'll do is I'm going to go ahead. I don't want straight colors. I don't want a straight color. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some of this green here and drop that there. I could use a little bit more water. I probably should have cleaned that brush off. I'm gonna add a little bit more water to it because we will be there's enough leaves in here for me to utilize the you know what, I forgot. Let me just, there we go. I did spray it once before we got started, so if that counts for anything. Perhaps this can go the opposite way, because I am a lefty. And it does change, it does impact how I do things. So I think I want to put down, let me move some of this over here and lighten this just a bit so that this can serve as the dark. I'm going to water that down a little bit. Just a little bit so I can lighten it. And I'm not going to lighten it with by itself. I'm going to lighten it with maybe a yellow. So let's see what bringing in a yellow will do. Okay. Not quite as light as I'd like it, but it's still the green that I want. And I think that if I added water to it, it will, well, how about we just move with it. And then we'll come back and see what else needs to be done. Because what's going on in my mind is probably not what's going to happen on the watercolor paper. And I did not tape this down, which is typically something that I do see the artists do, the ones who are, you know, have enough experience to know what paper is going to do when you add water to it, which is buckle. You know, that what's going to happen. So I didn't do that. I admit I missed a step. We'll do it on the next time. Okay. Now I'm just going to go back through and lightly wash so that we don't have too many odd spots. Now I'm going to take a little bit more water, add to that because I would like to thin it out some. And that might have or might not have done the trick. Oh, yep, it did. Okay, I want this to be a little bit lighter. And my child is in the kitchen cooking himself a meal. Isn't that something? For those of you who have been on this channel for a while, you know that's an amazing feat. We have watched him grow from preschool to, and mommy fixing all the meals, to him being able to get in there and make it happen for himself. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that, I still enjoy doing for him as his mom, but it's always nice to have the option of him doing it for himself. Okay, so we got that there. Now, I still want to add some darkness to the center, or should I do darkness on the edge? Let me go with darkness on the edge, and I don't even know if this is as dark as it needs to be, but I'm using the edge of this brush to bring in some darkness. And I'm bringing it to the base. I'm going to bring it to the base, and then right along the edge, the very edge, using the tip of this brush, just ever so gingerly. And hopefully it will not be too crisp of a line. I'm not sure how to avoid that, and I don't even know if it's something that I need to do, but we shall see. Thank you. All right. Let's see if that's effective. There we go. I might be doing too much right now. Okay, nope, that's good. All right, let's do darkness in the, let's cover this second one. Is that too much? It might be. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry for a second. And I'll head back to work, and then I'm gonna come back, and when I come back, I'll have the rest of the little leaves done, and then we'll move on to the flowers. As you guys can see, I'm truly enjoying this, and I'm sure that you will too. All right, see you guys in a sec. All right, so it is the next morning before work, and I am coming back after having done the leaves off camera. And so I also realized that there was a whole lot of buckling going on, and it was really starting to get under my skin. So I went on ahead and grabbed this clipboard. It's an acrylic clipboard, and went on ahead and taped it down so that I could have a little bit more control over how the watercolors dispersed and laid. Now, as you can see where we're at right now, I've added some varying shades of green. I wanted to bring in a little bit of blue green because I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to go cold or cool with the colors for the florals, or if I wanted to go warm. I still haven't decided yet, but as I open up the palette, I am going to, I think I want to go with pale. I'm going to go with oranges and reds. That's what we'll do. We'll do, yeah. So let's go ahead and get her sprayed back down. And I'll probably need a little bit more of that green. Who knows? All right, and let's bring the cup back over. All right, let's get us situated here. Now I've got about 20 minutes before I start back to work. So what I'm gonna do is pulling back out the brushes. And I'm dying to use one of these. I'll probably end up using this to add some darker colors to the leaves as we're finishing up. I don't know, but I'm going to use all three of these brushes, one way or the other, because why not? That's what they're there for. All right, so let me turn this and let me get an idea of the color that I am attempting to use. I'm going to start with a light orange. Yeah. So I'm going to start with a pale orange. I'm sure that there's a color for this. You see, if I would have had swatched this out, I would know. You know, it's an orange. Okay. I'm not even going to say I'm going to list the colors in the description box because I'm not. I'm not. And I know it. All right, so I'm just trying to make sure I have enough of this to do a nice light wash over this one here. So let me flip this around, and hopefully this won't irritate my left hand, this clipboard situation thing. All right, let's see what color we got going on here. Could be lighter, but you know what, it's gonna dry. You know, let me do a wet wash first, so it won't be so bright. I could have cleaned that brush a little better, but here we are. So I'm just gonna do a couple. This is not the color that I'm gonna be adding. This is just a dirty brush with the original orange on it, and then I'll come back in with the actual watercolor. Okay, so I've already got the orange down, and we're gonna move on to the yellow. I'm thinking I'm doing a yellow, and then I'm gonna maybe I'll do. I think I might want to do something different. Yeah, because I want to go bright. So let us see. All right. So as you can see, I have finished this pre-printed page that Kristy offers on Amazon and likely on her site. Now, I will say I did not want to leave my paint in this porcelain palette, so I went on ahead and used it up on creating something of a landscape. Now, I'll probably go back in and layer over it so I can create more of a ground area, maybe some mountains in the back, but I just did my best to use that up and so that I wouldn't wash it down the drain when I attempted the next play session. That's what we'll call it, a play session. And I would use this watercolor pad by Artisto that Maria has sent me. Now, I would like to add some accents to this because while I think I did a great job, I do think that, you know, we can improve upon this. And so I'm going to use this gold watercolor. I'm not even sure who the maker is of this. If I can find it in my Amazon orders, I'll drop a link to it in the description box. And then possibly this M. Graham & Company white, zinc white gouache. So let us finish up with what we are trying to accomplish here. Now I'm going to use, well, I think I want to use the cat's tongue because the point is narrow enough for me to be able to, you know, have little dots, which is what I'm going for, as well as I'm going to try and add some gold to some of the leaves, not all of them. All right, so let's see here, and hopefully, let me make sure I got it. Just see how, okay, that's gold enough. All right, so I'm going to layer over the pale part of this. Yep, and this, ooh, that gold moves beautifully. And I don't want to do too much, just adding a little something here, a little something there. I think it's time to leave this alone. Now let's move on. Let me move on to discuss a couple more things that I think you all need. Let's just take a look at this real quick. I'm all over the place. Okay, so we added some white, we added some gold. I think it came out very lovely. The last thing I'm going to do is put my little signature on that. Let me make sure I got a black pen. Do I have one? That's blue. That's not cute. All right. Do I like it this way or do I like it that way? like it this way. We need to figure that out now. Why is there water right here? All right. Well, it looks like this is the flower. It's this way. Okay, so I'm just gonna add my little. All right, we got that there. I'm gonna move that off to the side. Now, I mentioned earlier about a giveaway, right? And now is the time that we drop that little bit of info up on to the screen. Now, okay, let me clear this out and wipe this desk off so we don't make a mess, because no one needs that. No one at all. All right, so I mentioned earlier that we would be doing a giveaway, or maybe I said alluded to it. Okay. Now, as a collector of, a beginning collector, I should say, of Kristy's items, you know, I am happy to share some of what I have. And so as part of the giveaway, I will be sending the winner 2 of these prints from my own collection. As I showed you before, I purchased this for myself. So I'm happy to share that as part of the giveaway. So we have that. And you, the winner, will get your very own Joy Chaser travel brush. Now, I've shown this before. I have not used this. I have reserved it for this particular purpose. And we have a beautiful number 6 round and a lovely rose gold finish. You've got that wonderful point there. I'm not going to Vanna White this here whole thing. When you get it, you'll see it. You'll love it. All right. So, and it's in this cute little peach colored, coral colored felt pouch with Joy Chaser on the outside. Simply beautiful. Now, despite me wanting to give this to every one of you, one blessed person will receive this. Now, let me just say that in order to participate, you do need to be a U.S. resident, because shipping is out of control these days. So I'm not able, meaning affordable, to ship this internationally. So you must be over the age of 18 and a U.S. resident. And in order to enter, you also must be a subscriber, because why not? It's just fair. All right. Now, the question that I have that you must answer and place your response in the comment section is, what is the name of your favorite paint color, whether it be watercolor or acrylic? Now, this is called zinc white. You have colors like, let's see, another one on my desk is ocean green. So I'm not saying red, blue. Yeah, we're not talking about primary colors. We're talking about the actual name of your favorite paint color. Put it down in the comment section. And on this day right here, I will announce the winner. So again, you must be 18 or older, a U.S. resident, and a subscriber in order to enter. And in doing so, you will be eligible for this wonderful starter set. Now, I will say the only thing you would need to add in order to get started on this would be some paint. Now, I assure you there's plenty of that on Amazon, ranging anywhere between $9.99 to $25 for beginners who, are on a budget like myself. And so I encourage you to go ahead and enter to win. Okay, so we're back here. And I hope that this video was every bit of informative that you needed it to be. I hope that it provided you with loads of joy, happiness, excitement. And if you got none of that, hopefully it just provided you with some information to get what? The Joy Traveler brush set offered by PaintCrush, KristyRice's PaintCrush. And so, one, I want to thank you all so much for watching, for tuning in. For those who are new to the channel, who just subscribed today, you will not regret it. Trust me, you won't. And for those who are currently subscribed, who have been writing with me for a while, thank you guys so much for sticking around and sharing me in your creative spaces. And for each and every one of my Patreon members who watch my videos first before it hits YouTube, listen, you guys are loyal. I appreciate every one of you. Now, again, there will be links below in the description box to purchase your very own Joy Traveler brush set. Let me make sure I got that. Yeah. Brush set, and to Kristy's YouTube channel. And there'll be a couple additional links to reviews that provide you with more information than what you got in this video, because of course I'm here to entertain. Okay, I can't do both. I can't entertain and educate. Now, that being said, guys, listen, until we are back here together on Patreon first and YouTube second, you know the deal. Stay encouraged, stay blessed, stay creative and crafty. Bye for now.
If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe to join the crafty community, and be sure to click the bell for notifications of new uploads. Thank you so much for watching. Now stay tuned for more from Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel. Bye for now.